welcome everybody to this completely unnecessary podcast, pre-Thanksgiving edition, Tuesday, November 26, 2019, alongside you, Ferguson. I'm Pat Country. We'll be talking about how Half-Life is returning. What? We'll be talking about a Pawn Star segment involving a sealed Super Mario Brothers game. We'll be talking about how a gamer spent $13 million on a video game character and his friend sold it. And a Scumbag Sub of the Week is returning, and maybe a Q&A. Ian, you got any Thanksgiving plans?
Yeah, I went and bought all my ingredients for Thanksgiving on Saturday. The grocery stores were already a nightmare. I picked up ham, doing mashed potatoes. Gonna do stuffing, green beans with almonds.
Green beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
Probably an apple bake. I don't know. Maybe some other things.
An apple bake? Is that like an apple fritters? Apple pie?
It's a lazy apple thing. Instead of making a pie, you just cut up a bunch of apples, throw them in a pan with some butter, cinnamon, sugar to cover it with crumb topping.
It's the inside
of
a
cobbler.
It's the inside of an apple pie without the crust. And
yeah, you just
crust.
use crumb topping.
That is lazy, but it's probably still good.
It's delicious, and I'm making everything else, so I ain't got the time.
Why can't you just do that with the pecan pie? Just have the filling, just scoop it and eat that.
I mean, you can.
That's probably the worst thing you could possibly. I'm thinking of that the pecan pie fucking corn syrup filling stuff.
It's delicious,
but it's like the worst thing probably.
Oh sure,
but it's like it's not sugar. What is that stuff?
It is. It's brown sugar and corn syrup.
Just with the corn syrup. I mean, though, it's not.
Oh yeah,
that's what I mean.
I mean it's
corn syrup.
There is sugar, but there's also corn syrup. Yeah,
we got to get away from the corn syrup stuff. That's nasty stuff in your body there. Versus real sugar there. I understand, but it's good. Frank used to make he used to make a sweet potato pie that was really good. I actually kind of more partial to sweet potato pie than pumpkin pie. I like both, but I like sweet potato pie, I think, better.
I like both. Sweet potato pie is actually one of the only pies that I actually make from scratch. I'm just not doing it this year. I love sweet potato pie, but I don't have the time.
I got the NBA Jam book from Ray and Ali. He sent me this. He was kind enough to personalize it to Pat. He's on fire. It makes me sound like you have an STD maybe, but thank you, Rayan. So I'm going to check it out. Ian's already been reading the digital version of it.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
About the history of NBA Jam, right?
Yep, it's the history of NBA Jam, but they really take kind of a wide-angle shot of it. It's the lead-up to it. It gives you a little bit of history on Williams to begin with. It talks about arch rivals. It talks about the Smash TV and the games that Mark Turmel and people were working on leading up. So it's not just NBA Jam. That's the focal point, but he gives you all the lead up to it, and there's tons and tons of interviews and quotes from interviews in it.
Check it out, bossfightbooks.com. Speaking of books, Ian, a certain Super Nintendo Guidebook's up on Amazon. Woo!
Ow.
Ian's already left his 1-star review.
Woo!
There. Not enough Fire Pro talk. Yeah, check it out there, or you go to ultimatenintendo.com. I was up late last night because I finally edited a video that was shot a year and a half ago with my pal James Rolfe. It's going to premiere. I'm looking to do the YouTube premiere, which is like putting it kind of on Twitching, where like the first time it goes live, you can have comments
it does
and stuff.
count. I
hope I don't regret that. But we'll see. I don't know how toxic the comments will be versus Twitch. We'll see. But it'll be fun. Twitch is actually getting rid of their premiere. They used to do the premieres the same way. They're getting rid of those.
Oh, so this is the first time you're doing the YouTube one? I thought you had
I
done
did
that before.
I did the Twitch one.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. It'll probably actually get more views than on Twitch. And then that'll be live. Please support it. Support content that a lot of hours and some money went into, and some good work from my pal Yoshi, who did the CG work. There's Hollywood level CG work in this NES Punk video. And then when Yoshi says, it's not quite as polished as that, but it's above like Hollywood stuff in like 2004 or 5. I was like, no, this is Hollywood. This is like not sci-fi level effects. When you see the sci-fi effects on their shows, and it's like a kid,
Sharknado style.
Yeah, it's like a kid, like like a high schooler doing it like on some program he torrented. Not to put those guys down, but it's low level effects on those like sci-fi channel movies there. And I've been watching a lot of NBA lately, Ian.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot too.
It's been fun.
I feel aimless, like I have no team this year, so I've just been watching games. But that's the thing. I think I'm watching more basketball now because I don't have a team.
I've been aimless for 20 years.
I'm desperately trying to find one. I mean,
I can't watch the Knicks.
I still say it's the Pistons, but I mean, And it is. I always want the Pistons to win, but what the hell's the Detroit Pistons record right now? It's abysmal.
It's not as bad as the Knicks, probably.
Oh no, I tried to watch that Knicks
You can't
game
watch a Knicks game.
on Sunday. It was.
You gotta
hard.
wait for the Knicks. It's always 3 years down the line.
6-11. They're doing better than I thought they would.
Yeah, the Knicks have like
honestly.
3 wins, I think, maybe 4.
I'm gonna find out.
But plucky little Luka Doncic has been to me the story so far this season. He's in the MVP talks. He's only 20 years old.
4 out of 13 is the Knicks right now.
Oh, 4 and 13.
4. Yeah, I'm sorry, not out of 13.
4 out of 13 would have been as horrible.
Right.
But Luka Doncic on the Mavericks, he was a Euro player. He went pro at like 16. People were saying, oh, he's not going to be good because he didn't play in college when he was playing grown-ass men in Europe. You know, big Latvians and Serbians. Like, why couldn't he do well? And I don't know. He's going to be one of these all-time greats if this is how he continues to play. And that's been fun. And yeah, I want a San Diego team that I can go and pretend I'm a celebrity and sit courtside a couple times a year.
I feel like a San Diego team is the only way you're going to get me behind a California team. I want to like a California
Clippers
team.
can't come back. It's too late. They're gone.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a great team this year, and it's fun to watch. I almost
feel like I'm going to root for the Clippers over the Lakers. I think the Clippers might be my team this year. They might be because they used to be San Diego. He's played Sports Arena over here. So yeah, that's what's been happening. Donkey Kong Country 25th anniversary. Just real quick about it. Is there anything we want to talk about? I mean, at the time, I thought it was a gimmick. I've actually grown to like the game a lot more the past few years because I've actually been playing it. I streamed it a little bit of it months and months back when I finished up the Super Mario World playthrough for the review for the book.
I'm kind of the same way. I didn't like it when it came out. I didn't like the look of it. I don't know if I thought it was a gimmick. I didn't care for it. I didn't think it was necessary. Even when I was in high school, I was kind of like anti the transition into 3D. I've always liked sprite art. Now you're using it for the wrong.
That was a
things.
hair trigger. I barely touched it.
I always liked sprite art. I always liked that sort of style. So when it was moving into 3D, I actually thought it was a downgrade. But Vani really likes that game, and I started playing it with her again this year, and I actually think it's pretty decent.
4.5 stars, according to a certain Super Nintendo Guidebook.
It's a good game.
I think what I didn't like at the time that I thought the mechanics were limited, and they are when you look at a game like Super Mario World, where you can do so many different things with Mario and fly him around and shoot fireballs and be more precise with movements. But that's not what the appeal of Donkey Kong Country is. Obviously, it's more like sort of cinematic in its appeal, and there is some nice little platforming going on. A lot of it has to do with like the mine carts and the barrels and things like that, and vine swinging. But no, it has its own charm. The music's fantastic. The graphics obviously were great because they did it on a computer and rendered that stuff out, things like that. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country. Here's the Donkey Kong Country. Yay!
Woo.